All right, you guys asking, I do listen. I'm still a baby channel. We've only been around for 1 year and 1 month. So thanks for being a part of it, all you who tune in. Thanks for being a part of Bear Down Sports. Do appreciate it. So I'm going to do today a quickie. I've done quickies last year for those who were part of the channel early on. I do some quickie mock drafts. This isn't going to be a full-on Adam blown out where you break down every player type of mock draft. This is going to be because you guys have specifically requested, can I talk today? Specifically requested certain parameters that you want to see. In fact, the biggest criticism I'm getting is that you guys don't think I should be taking defensive tackle, defensive end in the first round. I disagree. I've made that point plenty clear. I've shown you guys why, but I'm going to appease you. I'm going to make you very, very happy with this video. This will be a quick hitter. We'll get in, we'll get out, and we'll be on our way for the day. So for this one, there's two things that a lot of you have been asking for. Number one, we're going to use the little bear down pointer. Those who are new to the channel, I use my little logo to point around the screen. Number one, no trades at all. Mason Graham falls to us at number 11. Now, the Bears probably won't be picking number 11 when the draft rolls around. If we lose out, we'll probably be somewhere around 7, maybe 6 if we're lucky, but probably around 7. If we win 3 of the next 5, 2 of the next 5, we'll probably be somewhere around 13, 14, 15, maybe even higher. If we win all 5, we'll be right there at the 18-ish mark, right on the verge of the playoffs. And so this would be null and void. So these are the picks we have right now. 11, 39, 42. Picked up the extra one from Carolina. 73, no fourth rounder. 148, 200, 225, 243. Extra picks there from Justin Fields. And from pick swap in last year's trades for Chris Williams. And then number 2, the other option you guys wanted to see. You guys want me to pick an offensive lineman in the first round. You're saying I'm being stubborn, I'm being bullheaded, and I got to pick an offensive lineman. I just don't see who that would be. So we're going to trade down. And then you guys want to see some more specialty players. A couple guys I've had my eye on that you want to see that I would pick if we were to pick up a running back or pick up a tight end, because those are going to be needs we have. Clearly, it hasn't been working out with our backup tight ends this year. It's been really bad. Gerald Everett has been completely abysmal, well below average, and Mercedes Lewis is just ready to retire. He's just old. He's just a locker room presence at this point. So who would I pick up in those scenarios? I'll do these side by side, and I'm just going to use Mock Draft Simulator for these. When I don't create my own, when I don't put my own work into it, I mean, I'm still putting work into these graphics. That's not what I'm saying. But when I don't show the entire player profiles, because those who have watched my mock drafts know that I like to put a full player profile together. I like to put the player, put his picture, put what they say about him, put his metrics from this year, put his stats together with it, and give my thoughts and input on it. When I don't do that, I'm just going to use a simulator. So I'm going to use PFN, Pro Football Network Simulator. And with that, sometimes they don't update them. They don't upgrade where players have done throughout the year. The college football season is over, and a lot of these places don't have them updated. So players will be out of rank there. So when you guys do these simulators, just know these players won't all end up where they're saying they'll end up. There's going to be a lot of them, but we're going to run with it for today. We're going to play with that and just enjoy it. Before our mock, we're going to trade down from 11 to 15 with the Colts, a good trade partner for us. We've always been good with them. Hypothetical, it's going to be a fair value, a little sweetener for us. We're going to get that 5th rounder for them. We're going to trade down from 11 to 15. They want to come up for a specific player, whoever it is. We're going to get their 2nd rounder, and we're going to get a 5th rounder out of it to sweeten it up. It's a fair trade. We're not going to worry about future picks because I know we all want to overload it and give us a future 1st rounder from trading down to 11 to 15, but that's not realistic. So we're going to keep it realistic here. We're trading 11 for 15, 47, and 152 today. And this is how that would lay out for us. Big spoiler here. We're going to pick Mason Graham at 11. And that's possible, okay, because Mason Graham right now is projected to go somewhere around the Jalen Carter range, after Jalen Carter's incident. So, he was number 1 overall prospect in that draft, but then the vehicular homicide and the lying to the police and those types of things scared the Bears, and I don't blame the Bears for passing up on him. And Gervon Dexter, thank heavens we got Gervon Dexter in the 2nd round to be able to make up for that. But this is a draft where there's a ton of defensive players that'll go in the 2nd, 3rd round. There's so many defensive linemen, defensive edges. The edges in this class, you're going to see a ton of them. I'm putting an edge video together. A lot of you guys have probably seen the defensive tackle highlight video. I'm putting one together for edge next. I'll do that next week. I don't want to overbear it while we're still in the season. So I'll do one position per week until we hit the off season. We're not making the playoffs. So it's just something I'll do as we go along, and then we'll highlight more before we get to the draft. Man, can you guys believe we're already in December and the draft would be in April? That's crazy. All right, so here's our picks, and then what we add to this, you see we drop down just a little bit. Picking up another second rounder would be absolutely huge in this draft with this many defensive tackles and edges. It would be monstrous. I mean, we'd have another shot at picking a Zach Pickens, but someone that's more like 30th overall pick style in that area, picking in the 40, 47 range because of how loaded this class is. So we'd get that one, and we'd also pick up another 5th rounder, so we have some extra picks there. And we will just jump right into it, and this is what it would look like. So in option number 1, Mason Graham falls to us. If he falls to us, you run that ticket up to the podium as fast as humanly possible. He's the best blue chip defensive tackle prospect in this class, biggest need that we have. You run it up there, and you take Mason Graham. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to take 39 and 42 are very close together. A lot of these are having Princely, Uman Mielen falling, and I love Princely. I think he'll go in the first round. But as I said, we're using the simulators. This is PFN's simulator. They're not going to be completely realistic, but I'm not putting my own draft together. I'm reiterating that this isn't where I think they'll fall, but if these guys fall this far, I mean, they're steals for us because these things are just out of order. Same with Mike Green. These ones that are highlighted in colors, they're ones I took in both drafts to have some consistency between the two drafts. Mike Green from Marshall is an absolute dominant beast this year at edge. If he fell to 225, I would be shocked. I mean, the latest he'll go is 4th round. He'll probably go in the 3rd or 2nd round, maybe even higher. He could be this year's Darius Robinson, who jumped from the 4th to the 1st round when everybody got eyes on him and saw his tape and then saw him at the combine. So very, very possible. Same with Jake Majors. Jake Majors having a big year for Texas, and there's no way he drops down this far. Not a shot whatsoever. But, hey, like I said, I'm using PFN Simulator, so we're just going with what they said, and we're going to go ahead and roll with it. But let's get into the differences with these. So, number 1, you wanted me to take Mason Graham, so I am Wyatt Millam. Wyatt Millam, how do I describe Wyatt Millam without doing a full breakdown? Wyatt Millam is listed as tackle, but here on PFN, they list him at guard, which is appropriate. He's Tevin Jenkins. He is absolutely Tevin Jenkins. That is the best comp you can give for Wyatt Millam. Huge potential, tackle in college, should be shifted into guards, and will absolutely excel at the next level at guards. So Wyatt Millam, if we take him in the late 1st round, if we traded down, I even like Wyatt Millam more than Tyler Booker. I do. I know a lot of you won't want to hear that because a lot of you guys talk about Tyler Booker and you're high on him. Probably because your simulators have him as number 1. But like I said, these simulators, they haven't adjusted through the year with how players have played, so they don't have them in appropriate spots. I really think Wyatt Millam will go before Tyler Booker, in my opinion. If I was GM Ryan Poles, I would pull the trigger on Wyatt Millam over Tyler Booker. I would, and I'm not bagging on Tyler Booker. Obviously, I took him in this other draft for a reason. I think he's a good quality player. He would be a starter on day 1. He'd probably struggle a little bit, have to adapt to the NFL, but he'd be fine. Very similar to Darnell Wright. Few struggles, but in the end, you're going to be glad you have him. So I like him, but then I'm going to take Princely and then Tate Ratledge. A lot of you guys know I like Tate Ratledge. I think he's going to go way higher than 73. Again, we're just using the simulator. Jalen Catalon from UNLV. I'm a little biased here, but he is an All-American, and he plays huge, and he hits hard. So I have Jalen Catalon in both of these. Watch him this Friday in the Mountain West Conference Championship when everyone will be watching that game. Watch Jalen Catalon. You will like what you see. Mike Green, I'm taking them both of them, Jake Majors. And then the difference here, I'm taking Khalil Mullings, and I think we will take a running back with one of these 8 picks. We'll take him late on. We've got DeAndre Swift on the money contract, and then we got Roshan Johnson on a rookie contract. Taking another rookie makes sense to be able to have some depth. I like Ian Wheeler. Let him duke it out. I absolutely love the idea of that. This is the 6th round, so it's not like you're spending a high value. So this is no trades. No trades. This is what it looks like. When I trade down, I'm taking offensive. You guys are forcing my hand. I'm taking an offensive lineman. 1st round, I'm taking Tyler Booker. I do like Tyler Booker, but now that I think about it, I'd probably overdraft Wyatt Millam in this scenario. Princely Uman Mielen, and then for specialty, because you guys wanted me to take a few specialty picks, Harold Fannin Jr. I really like as a tight end. You guys will see as the combine comes around, as he finishes things out. Yes, smaller school, Bowling Green. He's got good hands, and he runs good routes. Watch him on tape. So it's not just about the stats. I do a lot of stats on my channel, but watch him on tape. He runs good routes, decent blocker. I think he's actually good for a tight end for a blocker, but decent. And he would be one of those. Every tight end takes some time in the NFL to develop. He'd take a year or two, but getting him now while we're stuck with Gerald Everett's contract and he's not doing well, develop him with Cole Kmet, I think that's brilliant to pick Harold Fannin Jr., and I would draft him in the second round. All right. This is going to shock some people. Take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. It's going to be okay. I think Caleb Johnson out of Iowa will be a better back in the NFL than Ashton Jeanty. I said it. I said what I said. Now, Ashton Jeanty is a good running back. We know that. But if you didn't see on Twitter, I compared him to Rashad Penny, and that is an extremely accurate comp for him. Very similar size and build, very similar playing style in college. And Rashad Penny played decent in the NFL, but that's what I think Ashton Jeanty is. He's an average NFL running back, probably a little above average, that will have some good stats, but he's not worthy of picking in the first round. Caleb Johnson in the second round is the same place I would pick Ashton Jeanty. I posted on Twitter as well that the earliest I would take a running back would be in the fourth round, but I was being a little facetious. I would take the right one in the second round, Ashton Jeanty, Caleb Johnson. I think Caleb Johnson would be a hit. So I really like him. I would take Caleb Johnson as a specialty pick, and he would start day one and go hand in hand with DeAndre Swift for sure. Then I'm taking 2 defensive tackles. I highlighted these in my defensive tackle videos. I like both of them. I think they're both being overlooked on this mock draft simulator. Aeneas Peebles and TJ Sanders. TJ Sanders, I think, should go early second round, and maybe he will. We'll see when the draft rolls around. But we're shoring up the defensive tackle position. We got 2 edges here. And then Ruben Feathery, he's as raw as they get. In fact, he's not even a starter this year. But when he's been in, if you go look at a little tape on him, if you go look at his play and his stats, plays very big and could be very good at the next level. But he would need to develop. In fact, he might even be a practice squad guy for a year or two until he gets up to speed, puts a little weight in his base, puts a little... gets a little bit base under him, so he's not being moved so much. But really, overall, really good prospect. So I would take a flyer at tackle to be able to compete. Because, I mean, we've got Darnell Wright. We've got Braxton Jones. They're going to be our starters next year. As much as some of you don't believe that, that's what's going to happen. You got Kieran Amagaji in there competing. Matt Pryor can even shift over when needed, but he's not nearly as good at tackle as he is at guard. And I know he's not. His contract isn't beyond this year, but I think we do re-sign him. He's very valuable as a backup tackle guard. And then we need somebody to come in and compete. So Ruben Feathery would be a good option for me. So anyways, this is a quick hitter, quickie, as I call them, dual screen mock draft. I'm not giving you full profiles on this, guys, just kind of what I would do in the scenarios that you guys asked for. So you asked for the trade down and picking an O-lineman first, and you asked for Mason Graham. This is what I would do. This is my ideal scenario in both of these. Let me know what you guys think. Do you like option 1 more? Do you like option 2 more? 1, 2, 1, 2. Obviously, picking more picks is fun. We like more picks, but I'd even propose swapping out Wyatt Millen with Tyler Booker and doing option 2 here. And I really like that draft even more if we do that. That's exciting for me. So let me know what you guys think, though. Let me know what you think in the comments. We won't be doing more of these until we lose. This is the last one. After it's been clear the Bears are probably not making the playoffs, we fired our coach. Bring in Thomas Brown, Chris Beatty as the offensive coordinator, and we're moving forward. We did the mock draft. That was really big. A lot of you guys really liked that. And then there were a lot of requests for this exact scenario, so I thought we'd do it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Until next time, I'm going to be getting to the preview for the Niners, which is a big, big game, and it's really fun to put that one together because I think we're going to match up really well against the Niners, especially with Christian McCaffrey being out. With Mason being out, their backup running back, they're both on the IR, so this will be a big opportunity for us. Hopefully we can get out early, get things rolling quicker, and Thomas Brown can establish himself as a head coach. It'd be a lot of fun to see. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Until next time, da Bears! If you haven't hit the like button, please do that. If you haven't subscribed, do that as well. I really appreciate it. You guys are the best. Bear down.